Gypsies and travellers are going to continue to get winter fuel payments under an anti-racism strategy that says that taking away winter fuel payments for all pensioners is racist. So let's just give it to the gypsy and traveller community whilst white people go without. Hello everyone, this is Andre Walker. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please do hit the bell notification icon. It's the best way to absolutely guarantee you get all my videos as soon as they are released. Well, this anti-racism strategy, which actually is in of itself, I would argue, racist. It means that whilst white people will lose their winter fuel payment, gypsies and travellers will continue to have it. You know, there's always been a big debate about this Labour government as to whether they actually need to solve a fiscal black hole or whether they just want to stick it to the people that they don't like. And I'll tell you why we think that. Because if you look at the abolition of the winter fuel payment, it could be a saving of 1 billion, 1.2. It's really hard to assess these things until it actually happens. But okay, imagine it's a 1 billion saving. Then you look at the amount of money that has been doled out to Labour's trade union friends, you know, 6-7 billion pounds. There's been a deal made with transport workers in the rail sector where they've taken the pay increase, they've taken the money that Labour has agreed to give them, and they're still going on strike anyway, even though Labour have promised to nationalise the railways. It's an amazing thing. But then you look at some of the other things that have taken place recently, which make you just wonder as to whether they want to get rid of people. I don't know what you think about euthanasia, but I have to say, I just think that the Labour Party are more interested in helping NHS workers have an easy life than they are of looking after Granny. If you have a genuine and heartfelt belief that euthanasia rids people of suffering, I don't agree with you necessarily, but I get that. But this is all about protect the NHS. And then we come on to the farmers and this situation with inheritance tax. So the inheritance tax, they say, will raise £500 million if it is applied to farms, £500 million. By the way, remember, not 6 or 7 billion doled out voluntarily to the trade unions, but okay, they say they've got a fiscal black hole. Then we read that there's going to be £530 million given to foreign farmers. Do you remember when we funded the Indian space program? Oh, lest we forget the Somalian Spice Girls and all of these people and groups and individuals that have been funded through foreign aid. We are literally choking our own people whilst giving money to other people. I don't have a problem with you saying that gypsies and travellers need a winter fuel payment. You know what? My granny needs it as well. It isn't an issue of colour of your skin. And why is it that our farmers need to be discriminated against in Britain over inheritance tax, whilst a farmer in China can be given UK money just in order that his president, President Xi, can build up weapons better in order to attack the United Kingdom? Where have we gone as a nation if this is where we are? I've suggested before that Keir Starmer might have been a spy for the Soviet Union. And the reason I said that was not because I'm mad, although you may accuse me of that. It's because he went off to communist Czechoslovakia and worked on a programme to build a war memorial. Nothing wrong with that, except for the fact that the place was riddled with KGB agents. And when Jeremy Corbyn went over, the KGB said, we're not going to recruit him, he's too stupid. Where was the file on Keir Starmer? KGB, the FSB and the Russian state have never released it. I am sick of our government standing up for everyone other than you. You know what? Pensioners, oh yeah, they moan and you smell of cabbage a bit and sometimes you wee a bit and your prohibition of flatulence is at best poor. But you have built this country and we need to support you. It's like the farmers. You know, what happens when we decide to get rid of all the farmers in this country with all this inheritance tax? The big pharmaceutical, the big farming and agricultural businesses come in. You know, Ukraine has sold 37% of its land now to major global farming corporations. They're on the march. We are losing the traditional communities. And I think the reason why the winter fuel payment has been abolished. And you can say to me that I'm crazy for saying this. I think it is because Labour don't like the elderly. Starmer will never forgive you for Brexit. He wants you to die. He's going to help you with euthanasia. Similarly, we heard Black Lives Matter say farms are racist. The countryside is racist. And what have they done? They've attempted the Robert Mugabe strategy, which is the only way that we can create more diversity in farming is to requisition people's land illegally and to put new people in. Well, I'm not saying that what will happen in Britain will be the same as Zimbabwe, but what did happen in Zimbabwe was that the country starved. It was the breadbasket of Africa, but then you brought all these people in who knew nothing about farming, and suddenly they were not able to provide the food that was provided in the past. And why does this all come together? I'm talking about inheritance tax, I'm talking about winter fuel payments, I'm talking about gypsies, I'm talking about Robert Mugabe. It all comes together because of this. When are we going to find an example of this government actually doing something for you and for me? When are we going to hear them say, hey, do you know what? A lot of working class people lost money because of uncontrolled immigration. We're sorry about that. We're going to fix it. Not you're a racist because you don't like the person next door. That is garbage. The suggestion that our problem with uncontrolled immigration is racism is stupid. It's that wages have been undermined. When's somebody going to turn around and go, do you know what the real problem is? It's not private schools. It's that state schools are crap because of the trade unions. When's anyone going to do that? When's anybody going to turn around and say, do you know what? We know that pensioners are rich, but we also know they're terrified, right? That 200 quid payment does not cover winter fuel, thanks to Ed Miliband. But we're going to give it to them because we know, like my bloody father, they'll turn the heating off for 3 months because they're panicking. Not because they're poor, but because they're panicking. When are we going to recognise that our community and our people need to be supported? So I congratulate Wales for saying that gypsies and travellers need a winter fuel payment. But I lament the fact that it's part of a so-called racism strategy, and I lament the fact that it's only gypsies and travellers that are singled out. I think all pensioners need a winter fuel payment. I think more than that, all of our community need to be told that this country is behind them and they're not the enemy. How many times have you seen soldiers come back from war and say that they are disrespected? You know, housing is not given to our people, it's prioritised to the immigrants. Jobs not given to our people, prioritised to the immigrants. You know, you see all of these scholarships to university for black and minority ethnic. Where's the white working class scholarships? They simply do not exist. I'm sick of the racism of this country, and I think we need to start calling it out. The British government is racist, so is the government of Wales, and the fact that they are racist against white people is no greater defence than what apartheid South Africa had when they said, we are only racist against black people because they're the majority. White people are the majority in Britain. Till next time, goodbye.